YouTube, Franchise Sports TV, back again with another video. Before I begin, I would like to announce I was supposed to have a Rumble video coming out today, but I wanted to extend it to push it back to next week. I got more time to better flesh out what I want to say in that Rumble video, because it's a little bit more deep than just relationship advice or even basketball talk. So, yeah, I'll leave it as that right there. So next Rumble video probably won't be coming out to next week. But in this video, I want to talk about something that a subscriber actually wrote to me a couple of days ago. And I told him I was actually going to make a video about it. So I want to put it out there. I want to put what he said out there. Because what he said is, well, we've all been saying as well, but it's very in-depth and factual, and especially what we, like I said, basically what we all been saying before is well thought out as well. If I could find that said comment right quick. Shoot, there have been so many comments in the last few days, and all the videos I tried to I tried to read through most of the comments, but you guys say so much, so it's hard to keep up with all you guys. So shout out to Lucef, I think that's his comment's name. He wrote to me this. This is what he wrote to me, because it's kind of long, so hang in there. I wrote a little essay of why LeBron James is getting pushed back. Go and repost it. Think you would like it. Probably all the points you and others made in numerous videos. We don't hate LeBron. He's right. I really don't hate LeBron. Despite what despite what the little fanboys say. Many of us, including me, were LeBron fans. That is true. I once was myself. He turned us off with his narcissism and cheating the game. Not politics, not because he's popular. Some of his politics turned me off. Because he cheated and hurted the NBA and the game, and now pays propagandists to discredit the greats of the game. Absolutely true. LeBron's ego is killing his legacy in the NBA. Took competition out the sport and made it about entitlement, brand building, and being a diva. Politics is being used as an excuse. The problem with the NBA is not that if it doesn't cater to white supremacist conspiracy theory drunk fascists who weren't NBA fans before. I think during the bubble season, I think that turned a lot of people off with all the. It turned me off because, oh man, I don't want to get too deep into it, because actually it's kind of related to the Rumble video I have coming out soon. But yeah, it just turned me off. I didn't like all the forced propaganda and all that. But that's just me. That's just my opinion, how I felt about it. But he's probably right when they say a bunch of white, he doesn't cater to white supremacist conspiracy fascists weren't NBA fans before. I just think all that turned that off to people watching the game. They just wanted to watch basketball, not a political message every time they turned on the TV. I think they had enough of that during 2020. People saying they have their own agenda say it about everything, not just the NBA. LeBron, KD's super teams acting above the All-Star game because you're entitled and scared of the dunk contest, not the ratings died. The NBA All-Star game was a celebration of the sport to give back to the fans. These guys do not care. He is correct. They don't care. They don't really care. They care to be seen. They don't care to participate in the events. We have all these lesser, I don't want to say lesser players, but all these lesser popular players doing the events. But slam dunk contest has been utterly terrible for the last few years. I think the last great slam dunk contest was at 2016, when I thought old boy off Denver now. I forgot his name. Should have won over Zach LaVine. That's just my opinion. LeBron's career of cheating the game and now gaslighting his way up the all-time rankings for trying to pay propagandists to discredit the NBA history is the problem. Yeah, can't do that, because that's really turning me off in the NBA with all this. Oh, this guy was better than this guy. This guy back then. It's like, come on now. But anyways, moving on. Can't build new stars because it has to be LeBron all the time. Facts. It wasn't like that with MJ. True. Other teams and storyline existed. Pacers versus Knicks, anyone? When MJ was on the Wizards, he didn't blackmail the NBA when the agency he owned to get all the best players on his team. Facts, Lou Steph. You're absolutely right. But anyways, or forced the Wolves to trade Prime KG. No one said MJ was entitled to NBA rings. No one said MJ was entitled to NBA rings. Even then, like they do for LeBron every year, LeBron needs help. That means he isn't that good. An most overrated player of all time being shoved in people's faces nonstop when he's washed and just compiling empty stats to discredit the scoring tile. He is scoring 25 out of 30 out of 130 a night with zero defense versus Michael Jordan scored 30 and 35 out of 80 and 90 points against a physical defense and a slower pace too as well. Almost half-court offensive game and defense. I was a huge personal LeBron fan until he made his personal mission to gaslight his way up to all-time rankings by discrediting NBA history with paid propagandists. How can you have a healthy league when the media can discuss it realistically because insecure diva pays people to say absurd things it can't defend or force to make sense? It makes the atmosphere around the NBA toxic. We used to celebrate the history of the game. I still try to on this channel. I'm about to actually make a video about some stuff back then. But anyways, now we discredit it with insecure fools like Silly Gilbert Arenas, paid mouthpiece for LeBron. Facts, because he's not saying nothing but crap right now. KG or Kevin Durant should change his name from Big Ticket to Big Check because he looks like he's making a fool of himself for money. Shannon Sharp makes sense with everything he talks about except LeBron. I have to agree with that. Shannon Sharp can talk some football. He knows his game of football. But when it comes to basketball and LeBron, yikes. He has emotional tangents from LeBron. Facts. A la AKA last week, ESPN about Westbrook. He doesn't make sports arguments. If he wasn't so insecure, we'd just be saying LeBron is one of the greats of the game. But since he pays people to say other nonsense, discredit the history of the game for his sad ego, people push back against his propaganda, saying why he isn't the GOAT instead of saying he is the all-time great. LeBron is using stats to gaslight people. He wants to fool people who didn't see MJ and Kareem play, like these little kids that are coming up now, born in the late 90s and early 2000s, that really didn't get to see those people play. Now, I didn't get to see Kareem play myself. He was gone. He was retired before I was born, I think. But I did get to see the last days of MJ and got to see all of Kobe's pride. So I know what I saw with my own eyes. And MJ and Kobe are ways above LeBron. But moving on. Finish reading. LeBron is getting this cuz to keep trying to gaslight his way up all-time rankings. LeBron went to a guy whose finals MVP without him cost the team a title, making Bosh and way worse, losing to a worse version of the Dallas Mavericks. Actually, I had to say Dallas Mavericks wasn't. I think the Dallas Mavericks in that season was top 5 offense and defense. He never did the dunk contest, LeBron. He was scared in an all-star game. LeBron just hung around and complied stats. LeBron isn't top 5 the more you look at it. I agree. I never had him in my top 5 or anything, even when I did like him. The more you study him, he doesn't move up the rankings, he moves down. He and KD totally stacked the deck, took the easiest way and accomplished less, in case closed. LeBron plays bully ball and needs to be surrounded by shooters. He made Kevin Love and Bosh worse. Made them go to a freaking psych ward and therapists and all kinds of stuff. The narrative about he makes all his teammates better is absurd. He is maybe the most overrated player of all time. People see he's big and fast and don't look deeper. LeBron never had a coach to hold him accountable. He always ran or got the coach fired. He tried to get Coach Spoelstra in Miami fired. Pat Riley said no. LeBron went to Wade, cost him a title, ran as soon as Wade couldn't carry him. That might be true. The more he pushes the GOAT nonsense, the closer you look at LeBron's career, the further away he gets from being the greatest. He should be compared to Tim Duncan or Shaq. That ilk. Now, this is what the part I disagree with Lucef on. To me, Tim Duncan in the 2000s, and Kobe as well, is 1A, 1B. What I mean by that, those were the top players at number one during the 2000s. He also won the most as well. He isn't in the Kobe or Jordan or Kareem upper room serving drinks. Compare LeBron to Magic, but Magic started at center in the finals on the road without Kareem against a prime Dr. J and won. Facts. Finals MVP, a rookie after he won March Madness the year before. I don't think most of the younger fans, pause it right quick, most of the younger fans actually even know about that. Even know that Magic was a rookie and started at center and won Finals MVP when he first got there. I remember my dad telling that story because I was always asking, why are you always talking about Magic like that? And my dad just ran down Magic's whole career, even though my dad was a big Bucks fan, still is, but he respect Magic. I think he had a conversation with Magic back in the 80s sometime. Keeps telling that story. All right, and take a sip. Tea. So we have to stop. As I continue on, we have to stop. LeBron may be the most overrated player. He and KD are overrated. The shortcuts they took, all these guys worried about being a brand because they can't win, so their brand can't be winning like MJ and Kobe. All the greats seem to respect the generation before. The generation took massive shortcuts. This generation took massive shortcuts and accomplished way less. Not just like they wanted participation pity rings. They wanted pity GOAT status. LeBron was the biggest participation medal of all time. KD too. They want to pretend and mental makeup and leadership don't matter. I don't care if you can jump over a house and or the hug. If you freeze in the clutch time when it doesn't matter. LeBron never ran. Jordan never ran. Kobe didn't run. LeBron and KD abused the basketball gods. Now the karma has caught up as their careers are ending. And they are guys who took the shortcuts and cried instead of just playing. If they weren't trying to overrank themselves, we wouldn't care. We would just say they were great players. If Jordan had come now and LeBron before, if their careers were exactly the same in reverse order, none of these LeBron frauds would be saying this. There was no debate when Jordan retired, and there's no debate now. Watch karma is going to come for LeBron. Some guy is going to win 2 titles in the next 20 years, call himself the GOAT. I'm telling you, LeBron is showing it doesn't matter how absurd what you're saying is. Just gaslight your way to the top. You could do it on the court. Now, he talks about LeBron's activism. You know how some of you might know how I feel about LeBron's activism. I think it's all a ruse. I think he's being used by the Democrat plantation. That's how I think about it. I think it is true. I'll say that for my Rumble video. He's like I said, he goes into talking about LeBron's activism. He actually said this. He built the school. That's awesome. I actually get him that over MJ as a check in his column. That's the agenda of white supremacists, and they want everything to fail because it doesn't cater to racism and fascism enough. LeBron is getting this because of the basketball reasons. Now he cheated the game. Now, I do agree that the reason why people don't like LeBron James because he has cheated the game. But I think a close second is the political and activism, which I think, like I said before, sometimes pisses the people off. But let me move on to paragraph. Because this guy wrote a lot. Whoever said MJ needed help, even on the Wizards, MJ was a side story. Kobe and Shaq was the focus of the NBA, and Allen Iverson. It wasn't how do we force all the good players to Washington. MJ just balled out with the guys on the roster. He wasn't entitled. He didn't get the coach fired. He didn't use the status and connections to force his way to a contender, take credit for winning. And I think there might have been a rumor for him to go to the Lakers, and I think he turned it down. His mission was to help the young players on the Wizards learn how to compete. Look at a lot of the teammates who complain about the intensity of Kobe or MJ. Did they ever win anything without him? Hell no. They had losers mentality like LeBron. LeBron's a front runner, takes all the credit when his team wins and none of the blame when they lose. Jordan, when they did lose, he did take the blame because he was the leader of the team and the best player of the team, Lestans. LeBron getting another coach fired because he doesn't take coaching, can't shoot, can't finish. LeBron has a horrible fundamentals because he's never accepted coaching. He ran. He goes on to talk about the Nuggets series last year. The Nuggets exposed LeBron at the end of the series. Mike Malone coached LeBron before as an assistant. He knew how he played. You don't even need to be LeBron's coach to figure that out. I'm just saying. MJ had the best fundamentals. Jokic has amazing fundamentals. Imagine Jokic's skill on LeBron's body. That shows you how poor LeBron's fundamentals compared to greats. It's a joke what LeBron has done to the NBA. I do think highly think that Jokic is better skilled than LeBron, passing wise as well. It's a joke what LeBron has done to the NBA. The ratings show, and he talks about how they changed the CBA to stop weak ass LeBron and KD from killing the league. KD and LeBron together haven't done what MJ did. LeBron has to use stats because he wants to fool people. Now, this is where it gets a little bit interesting in the last part of this paragraph because he goes into football. And this is where I have more expertise in when it comes to this. Now, he talks about, he compares Aaron Rodgers to LeBron. Or Aaron Rodgers to LeBron, LeBron to Aaron Rodgers. He says he couldn't win as much as Brady because he was selfish, a narcissist, not a leader. Now, I do say this, for the 2000 teens Packers, there was plenty enough to go around. I won't make this too long. Towards the end, Aaron got unbearable, and some of it was the front office because the front office is trying to be cheap. The original general manager was really cheap, so he never wanted really to put a good enough defensive players around the Packers secondary or defense, and what you see is what you got. But like I said, towards the end, Aaron Rodgers pissed me off with the 4 days of darkness and all this antics. And I was just like, go somewhere, my guy. But we're good now. We got Jordan Love. But anyways, starting to go up there. LeBron wants to use stats because he knows he can't stack up. LeBron is discrediting and watering down that record. MJ and Kobe were scoring 30 or 35, 90 points. Yep. And playing a hard physical defense, slower pace. After Colorado, they were determined to make LeBron the face, not Kobe. And Kobe didn't listen, winning 2 more titles. The end. Yeah, that was a lot of right there. I couldn't read it all. I only read half of that at the time when he made that. But shout out to Lou Steph for writing that. Everything he said is basically true. And it's not just about LeBron. It's about KD too. Both of these guys have soured the league, soured the fans, messed around with the league, creating all these damn super teams. LeBron is, we know, he don't play no defense. Trying to summarize every point he made. Some of it, I think, I want to say 90%, maybe 90% of it. Reason why there's so much pushback on LeBron, I think it's almost 100% now, is just the way he moves in the NBA. This past weekend, with the whole Knicks thing, proves it. So, and many people right now, I get all these comments every day. It's time to make a video concerning LeBron. People just can't wait for him just to leave the league. And I think it's going to take more than him probably to leave the league. I want to say some of this blame goes to Adam Silver, but then again, Adam Silver could have been getting his ass punked by LeBron and his cronies to move things. But I do desperately think, but I do think that he has paid people off to say certain things. There's even the fact that some of these people you see ESPN, FS1, they all Clutch Sports goons and everything, and they gotta kiss the ring to please LeBron and please his ego. And going back to a video I made why he hasn't left the league yet, he has an ego. He can't leave. The NBA is everything to him. But there's one thing most NBA players, I think, probably prepare for before they retired, and they prepare for a plan after they were done. And I think they, like Kobe, for example, I think he started to branch out a little bit more, and I know how he was into storytelling. And I think, well, as we all know, I think he was pretty much settled and okay with his career. And LeBron, nope, he is not okay with his career. He knows he can't stack against anybody else, any of the greats. So it's eventually gonna have to come a day when he has to realize I'm just chasing the win, but we'll see. But anyway, shout out to Lucef for writing that essay, because that was a long essay. He said little essay. That was a long ass essay. But shout out to him, and tell me what you guys think. I know it was a long video, but it needed to be heard.